everybody. Welcome to Sports Bitches. We are back with another episode presented by Dear Media. My name is Rachel Panetta, joined by two of my best buds, Sarah Tiana and Megan Gailey. Hello, you gorgeous queens. Meg, you are coming to LA. We are going to be able to kiss your face in a week? A week's time? How are you feeling?
I'm really excited. There's been some hiccups. There's been some things trying to derail my trip. And I said, I'm going to LA no matter what.
Yeah, pour the margaritas.
Yeah.
I think that we can say this. The next few episodes, I believe, are going to be in person. We're all going to be in the same room. Yelling at each other and probably cutting each other off still the same way we do on this podcast when we're apart.
And you know what? How about we post the address in the Discord and you can come and sit in too. We'll do a live studio audience.
Why not? And you know what? Why not? Sarah, how is your puppy? How is that going?
Oh, it's going. He's, he's having some accidents in the house, but they're right next to the door where he's like ready to go out. Like he runs to the door and then he goes right there. Like he just has no wait time. He has no chill, but he's good. He's already gained 3.5 pounds in a week. So that is quite the sign. That he's gonna be big.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he's good, but he's
So
sleeping
I
almost
need to
all
bring
the way
Gus
through the
over
night.
to. That's amazing. Oh, I love puppy face. Guys, I got a new personality trait this weekend that I'm really excited to share with you. I got an Apple Watch, and I'm going to be the kind of person that just like, we could be in the middle of a very serious conversation. I'll be like, oh, it's time to stand. I got to stand up. I got to stand up.
Oh, no.
Or you're in an environment. You're in an environment like a Dodgers game.
Sarah,
or our book club where it's like, loud noise alert.
Yeah. Do you have one, Sarah?
I used to. I don't have one anymore. It was too extra.
Yeah,
too obnoxious.
They don't appeal to me. They don't appeal to me for some reason.
They don't appeal to me either, but I'm hoping. First off, I have a walkie-talkie setting.
Can we
so if
see
you guys
it?
got an Apple Watch, we could have a Sports Bitches walkie-talkie where I could just be like, Megan, are you breastfeeding? Over.
You can walkie-talkie across the country?
Oh, you can walkie-talkie anywhere.
Oh, now I'm in.
You can talkie while you walkie.
Okay, now I want to walkie-talkie.
Remember those Nextel phones? That was like the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I
Remember
love
Nextel Cellular,
Mm-hmm.
where it was just like the cell phone, but you could just send a like quick, "Hey, meet me at the movies." That was great.
Wait, people were actually carrying around walkie-talkies?
No, it was a cell phone, but it had a walkie-talkie setting. So basically, before texting, you just would hit the Nextel button and like that would walkie-talkie your friend. And it was just like short spurts. Instead of calling them and being like, are you almost here? You just go, hey, I'm at the driving range. Where you at?
I feel like everyone, all of the sports bitches in the Discord, all of us should get walkie-talkie Apple Watches. And then we are just constantly in communique.
You know what I'm obsessed with?
Know that I'm going to be more insufferable than usual.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I'm always obsessed with the bands that people get for their watches. Like there is like there are so many different options of bands.
I do see like women having bracelets that I'm like, oh, that's a pretty bracelet. And then I see it's an Apple Watch and I'm like, oh no, I'm 75 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there's a whole market, you guys. There's a whole market. Okay, we have got a lot to get to on the show. Coming up on this episode of Sports Bitches, we are going to talk the Taylor Swift of it all because she absolutely broke the internet last week. Victor Wembanyama is now a monk. I don't know if you guys know that about him.
White Lotus.
And obviously, we're going to get into the male cheerleader of it all because the internet's just shitting the bed right now. More so.
I've got good news though. I've got good news.
Okay, great. That's good. That's good to hear. Let's start with Taylor Swift. Have you guys listened to the podcast episode? It's 2 hours long.
Yes.
I haven't.
Did you cry like I did?
I did not cry like you did because I was like, no spoilers. But I was so impressed with just like how like she never stutters. She's so clear spoken. Like her thought process is just so mature and wise. And I just was like listening to her and I'm like, no wonder she's been famous since she's 16. Like she is like so like clearly ahead of the game of all of us, you know, where it was like, you remember when Girls came out and you're like, how could this chick write this good so young? Like that doesn't exist. And then you hear Taylor Swift and you're like, oh no, there are people who are just like born different. Like they are just like, well, way more advanced, way more thoughtful. They see the world in a different color than the rest of us. And I also thought their relationship was so beautiful and like they, you know, they just really complemented each other well. I can definitely see like why they are together. And when she broke down like how they are so similar, like they both perform for lots of people in NFL stadiums, I was like, she like this is all like she's funny, she's thought provoking, like she's like, I don't know, she's just wise beyond her years.
I totally agree with that, Meg. It is a really good listen. Like afterwards, you're just like, oh, love, like, ooh, I like it so much.
All right,
they are, and to echo what Sarah said, it's like she has so many hobbies and she's just doing stuff all the time. And it's like, girlfriend, do you ever just have a scrolly poly on TikTok? I don't think she does.
Not.
I think she's
no.
That's probably gonna make me feel bad.
She does for sourdough. She's like, because I'm just like, what are her fans going to get obsessed with next? Because she talked about getting into sourdough, and then she also makes Pop-Tarts. She's like big into making Pop-Tarts. So I'm like, what is her fan base going to become good at next? You know, like now they've learned about football. Like, are they now gonna open Taylor Swift bakeries?
Oh, I'm sure they already all. Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's baked for a long time, but that is actually something I wanted to talk about because this came out. This is like trending all over TikTok right now. She is talking about Meg post her Eras tour, her really getting into making sourdough bread, and she makes all these kinds of delicious sounding breads. And
cinnamon swirl sourdough. Come on.
Yeah, blueberry. She makes the whole thing. She was talking like incessantly about sourdough. Like it got to the point that they were doing like sourdough puns. And I was like, okay, this is a lot. And, you know, she's famous for her Easter eggs. But now people are saying, okay, let me ask you this. If you know this off the top of your head, just being a football fan, do you know the name of the mascot for the San Francisco 49ers?
Ooh, Patrick Pridey?
No. What?
Good guess.
It's gay.
Techie McTeckerson?
Milk?
Yes.
Harvey Milk?
Silicon My Valley.
Harvey Milk?
Yeah.
No, his name is Sourdough Sam, Megan.
What?
So people are saying, do you know where the Super Bowl is?
I do know it's in San Francisco.
It's in San Francisco at Levi's Stadium. So people are thinking that this is, a very large nod. But people are saying that she's saying she's going to perform the Super Bowl halftime show. But I think it's too big. It's like she really talks about sourdough. Like too much. Whereas like all of her other Easter eggs are so subtle.
We got to be on the lookout for her in Levi's jeans. There's other I'm wearing my Cher shirt today because I still want the Super Bowl halftime show to be Cher. I know that will never happen. But if it is Taylor Swift, which would be incredible, and I do think they like to go male, female, and they just had Kendrick last year. Incredible. So it is a gal's turn. If they lock in Taylor Swift to be the halftime show, then like the Chiefs almost have to make the Super Bowl. And then the conspiracy theories about how the NFL rigs it for the Chiefs to win and picks up penalty flags and calls penalties when they're not. I mean, that's gonna erupt like a volcano.
Well, it already is. Rachel, that leads us into our next topic.
Yeah, good segue. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated. I'm going to break it down and then Sarah is going to take us home here because there's a lot happening. There are two separate cases where two athletes have been getting in trouble in the NFL right now, stemming from stuff that happened in 2024, okay?
Okay.
So, The first case is, let's start with Jordan Addison. Okay, he's a player. He's on the Vikings. He got into trouble. He was arrested for suspicion of driving under the influence and was automatically suspended 3 games. So the thing with this suspension is like a lot of players have already been through this. And so there is like a very cut and dry suspension that has already been set up. The precedent has already been sadly set by many other players. So he was automatically given a 3-game suspension. Okay. Then we go to Rashee Rice, who is a wide receiver for the Chiefs. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. He pled guilty in July to 2 third-degree felonies stemming from a car accident he caused while racing on a highway, and I believe it was like a hit-and-run situation.
No one
died.
Scene of the accident.
Thank you, Sarah. But people were seriously injured. It was really, really bad.
And he pled guilty, and Jordan only was charged. There has not been a trial.
No, they
yet.
have both been. They have both been charged. So.
Okay.
Do you want me to take over, Rachel, or you?
No. So wait. So hold on. So because people are really upset because Jordan automatically got 3 games, because the precedent was set. But the thing with Rashee is that this is like sort of like unprecedented territory for the NFL. They don't know how long he should be suspended for. Tom Pelissero, reporter for NFL Network, has come out and said that they're thinking it might be double digits. That has been like thrown around.
And
so a lot of people are like, well, why is this guy getting this? And why is Rashee getting double digits? Or like, will he get less? And also on top of that, Rashee's allowed to play for the first 4 games of the season, Sarah? So it's
4.
like,
and he was racing and that resulted in an accident, but he was not drunk.
I'm actually not
Nobody knows because
sure.
he fled the scene of the accident.
Which is
So
how
he
you
fled
get
the
away
scene
with
of
a
the accident.
DUI. Because then they can't prove that you went somewhere and took a bunch of shots. Sorry.
So Sarah, you take it from here.
All right, we have to back up because this is way more complicated than that. So Jordan Addison was found asleep behind the wheel of his car in traffic on a freeway, right?
On a
The cops get him out here in LA. So, Jordan Addison, he was about to start his rookie year for the Vikings last year. So this happened in July or April of 2024. So he gets a DUI, but of course it has to go to court. You're arrested, has to go to court. So he plays the whole 2024 season. He has a great year. He went to USC, which is why he was in LA, blah, blah, blah. So then, he has his hearing on July 30th of this year, and they sentence him to, 5 years probation or whatever. And so once he's charged, then the NFL can charge him. So you have to wait for the charges to come in from the court case, right?
Innocent until
Rashee
proven
Rice,
guilty.
Sure.
Right. So he has to be proven guilty by the court of law before the NFL can suspend you. So he's found guilty or pleads guilty on July 30th of this year. He automatically receives a 3-game suspension. No, not same day. They have the NFLPA. They have to have a hearing once you're charged, and the NFLPA and the NFL, the NFL themselves, they meet. They decide what the penalty is going to be. They decide 3-game suspension, par for the course, right? First 3 games of the season. Last year, Rashee Rice from the Chiefs is in a racing accident in Texas, flees the scene of the crash. He's on camera fleeing the scene.
Crazy.
And, people go to the hospital. 6 cars are involved in this accident. He was driving 119 miles an hour on the freeway. And so, we have to wait and once he's charged, but he has not gone to court and been found guilty, right? So he plays the whole 2024 season. Well, he doesn't play the whole season because he gets injured halfway through the season, right? Has a great year, is pretty dominant. On July 30th of this year, the same exact day that
That's what I
Jordan
was
Addison,
meaning. That's what I was meaning. Sorry.
Yes, the same exact day that Jordan Addison went to court and received the court's conviction, Rashee Rice is in another court receiving his conviction, which is he has to serve 3 months in prison within the next 10 years because he's on probation for 10 years, right?
Oh, my gosh.
So if he is convicted the same exact day that Jordan Addison is convicted, why has the NFL not come in and said, here is your suspension? Because they have to wait, until he's convicted in a court of law. Once you're convicted in a court of law, the Players Association and the NFL can give you your penalty. And everyone's like, and so his hearing with the NFLPA is not scheduled until September 30th, which is after 4 games have been played. 2 of them primetime national TV games. Their games are against, the first game is in Brazil, right? Against the Eagles. There's another primetime game against the primetime game against the Giants. They also play the Ravens and the Chargers, like really big games. So everyone's like, like this should have happened already. Like,
and
they should have already been having those meetings.
If Jordan Addison can get a date with the Players Association, like, why is Rashee Rice's hearing not scheduled for a month into the season? It feels like they are placating to the Chiefs. It feels like they are trying to ensure, that they have the best possible chance of winning these games. Because let's face it, with the Taylor Swift of it all, it is in the best interest of the NFL to make sure that numbers are high for these games, that the Chiefs make it to the playoffs. The longer the Chiefs play, the more ratings and the more residual of the Taylor Swift effect comes into play. You can act like it's not a thing, that the NFL is always super popular without the Taylor Swift of it all, but that is not true. You are getting new fans. You have people who will always watch the NFL, and then you have outside fans who only watch the Chiefs when they think Taylor Swift is going to be there. And so that is money, and money changes everything. So that's now you're caught up.
Can I ask 2 questions? Is Rashee Rice the one whose mom stole packages while wearing his jersey?
I do remember that happening, but I don't remember if that was her.
Second question, has the NFL said why his hearing isn't until the 30th? Or were they just like, I mean, they don't like to be asked questions, but...
Yeah.
No, they have not said. They have just said, like, this was the first availability, or like, this is when we could do it. But
LOL.
They have not made it clear. They've been super dodgy about it. And everyone's like, I mean, this isn't helping. You know what I mean? Like, we already think that you're playing favorites, which
you should go out of your way to, like,
they can't admit that.
Update.
Yeah, they can't admit that they are.
Update. His mom.
This leads me to my pitch.
Can I get the mom is who was stealing packages in his jersey. Turns out those packages were Chapel Roan records.
Tickets?
No, records. So his mom stole Chapel Roan records off of a neighbor's porch or out in front of a neighbor's front door. But like she didn't know. They were because I remember seeing it. They were in like, a brown bag, and she opened those and was like, what the hell? I don't want this shit.
That's what I would have been like before the Grammys of last year.
I love Chapel Roan, and maybe Rashee Rice's mom does too. But I'm imagining
maybe she's jamming out Pink Pony Club.
Maybe.
Okay, this leads me to my pitch that I had sent you guys this weekend. I feel like we need to have some sort of website that you can log on to and you can type up a player's name, because there's going to be so many people who are watching for the Taylor Swift of it all and be like, oh, wow, that Rice kid is like really good. Like, I kind of want to, I
need him on my team.
Career. Not knowing that, oh, hey, by the way, this entire thing is hanging over this team's head. We're waiting for the meeting to be scheduled. Okay. So you go to this website, you type in their name, and then, we have some sort of filtering system where we determine if they're like, good guy, bad guy. And we can have like all of their, was caught, passed out in traffic.
Their rap sheet.
Yeah. Did they hurt somebody? Did they not hurt somebody? Do they have a cute dog? It can we can have all of these filters that, I'm for it. I'll build it.
And you're saying for
before
fantasy
you draft them on their
drafting purposes.
I don't think it's necessarily just for fantasy drafting. I think
just
it's
for
just
us
like
to know who we cheer for, what jerseys to buy.
Sometimes the 3 of us sometimes the three of us are in a conversation and we say, hey, what happened to that guy? Did he get canceled? And then you can quickly look it up and be like, no, he didn't get canceled. He retired and he has 4 kids and he's living his life. Great.
And I'm a
You know what I
firm
mean?
I'm a firm believer that every woman, not man, every woman deserves one grandfathered in bad guy that they like to be a fan of. Mine is Lance Stevenson. He's done some stuff, and people go, Lance Stevenson, and I go, I know. And I've decided to he's my one pick. But at this point,
I thought you were going to say Lance Armstrong, and I was like,
no, Lance Armstrong, launch him into space.
No.
With
stop. Everyone was doing steroids. Come on.
I'm anti Lance Armstrong for a personal reason.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, I have it on good authority that him and his first wife stole the names of a family member's names that they were going to name their kids.
Oh my God.
Death sentence.
What are the names?
I don't even know.
I just don't like him because he was a nice...
and Sarah.
That is wild. I don't like him because he was mean to Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, he sucks.
He Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
But no,
Sheryl Crow let me sing with her on a microphone once, and I was like, I'll love you forever.
Wow.
You guys both just said the craziest stories relating to Lance Armstrong.
We did. That's why the listeners are here, is because you can say an obscure piece of shit bicyclist. Well, he's not obscure, but like we haven't talked about him in years. And Sarah and I both go, this is why we hate him. You know, we're ready to go.
Do you not have a Livestrong? Did you guys not have a Livestrong bracelet?
No,
Come
Miss
on.
Apple Watch. I never had a Livestrong bracelet.
Screw you. First off, screw you.
Rachel's gonna come back next week with a Livestrong Apple Watch.
I wouldn't even wipe my ass with a Livestrong bracelet.
Come on.
It went
I had one
research, didn't it?
Yeah, I had one because we used to sell them at the Nike outlet.
For research money too. I can't. You can't go through a middleman to donate. No, I'm going to the source.
Wait, I had the like Livestrong bracelet stack, and then the Avril Lavigne like studded belt bracelet. And then do you guys remember when we were like in high school era-ish, those colored bracelets? And if you wore pink, you were a slut.
No.
And if you wore green, you guys didn't have those?
No.
Sounds like a Canada thing.
We did not have everyone.
Canada.
Everyone was either just a slut or a Christian, and you didn't need a bracelet. And sometimes the Christians were sluts, too.
That's our clip.
Okay. Well,
I'm trying to find the legend of colors and what they meant.
Thank you for filling us in on this drama. Yeah,
Sarah, you had way more detail. I just had to like try and explain it in a way that like made sense to my brain. But I was just like, I don't even get this. But thank you for giving us the lowdown. Megan, you're angry about something. What is happening?
Okay, so yesterday I opened my phone and I see a report, I guess, from Bleacher Report on Instagram that's like, Andrew Luck wanted to keep playing, misses football. And it's like a plea. And this isn't just a call out on Bleacher Report. This is to every sports media site, journalist. We know enough about the Andrew Luck situation. Okay. There's been extensive reporting. There was like a 20-page biography on it done by someone last year that I read every single word of. And it happened 6 years ago. He no longer plays. And every time you guys bring it up, I have massive PTSD, which leads me to what I'm really upset about is
here we go.
I opened my phone today and I got real life shit going on. I got some bad stuff going on, and somehow sports can piss me off more than actual life shit. I open my phone and I see breaking news. Daniel Jones named starter for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, when Daniel Jones was signed by the Indianapolis Colts, the three of us, not just me, we laughed about it because they brought him in as quote unquote competition. And I remember saying, pregnant me would be better competition than Daniel Jones. And now he is starting, and it is such a waste of time. What Anthony Richardson needs is reps. Daniel Jones would need to be 2 to 3 times better than Anthony Richardson in training camp and preseason to go, oh, we're going to once again stunt Anthony Richardson's progress, which we spent a 5th pick in the first round on to see what someone else's discarded trash can do. Daniel Jones, you're not trash. That's just a metaphor, honey. I'm so sorry. I once saw you at a Nets game and people were not nice to you. And I actually think you're probably a wonderful man. But it's a waste of time. And someone is going to take Anthony Richardson and the diamond in the rough that he is. He has all the physical attributes of Josh Allen. And they are going to give him the proper training and the proper quarterbacks coach and the proper system. And they are going to make the Indianapolis Colts look like fools. And I want Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen to be fired before the season starts. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
GM and head coach firing preseason.
Oh, okay. Can I jump in?
Please.
Do we think that Anthony Richardson is like? I feel like maybe he's got the yips.
We don't
point.
know.
Like I feel like there is. No, but it's like because they keep on pulling them in, pulling them out, pulling them in. Like how could you go in with confidence and play like
they have fucked him at every single juncture. And I hate to be like, I told you so, but when they benched him last year and then put him back in, just like we all knew they were going to do because Pat McAfee said you should bench him. And now it's like, I made a mistake. And it's like, you're not on the coaching staff, Pat. You host a show and you were a punter 10 years ago. So shut up and let me be the coach.
So first of all, the benching worked for Bryce Young. So it's not, I don't think it's like out of the realm that it could have been good for Anthony Richardson.
It's a reps issue. It's Bryce Young has played a lot more football.
Okay. First of all, Anthony Richardson should not have even come into the NFL draft. He needed to play at least one more year in college. You know what I mean? He only played a year in college, and that is why you're seeing the lack of progression that he has. Second of all, I thought he was injured. So why would he be starting if he is injured?
I think it's a lot of like smoke and mirrors. And Sarah, I 100% agree with you. Unfortunately, the ship has sailed and now I'm on the ship and the ship is sinking and the water that it's sinking in has poop in it. And so, I'm sinking.
Poop.
The poop cruise. Poop cruise.
Probably my son's. Do you know how much poop is in my house right now? My son's poop is, I am sinking in it. And I'll tell you as like a fan, and you guys know, I mean, everyone knows how obsessed I am. I was like, I'm going to look at Colts tickets because I want to go to the second game. $300 for not great seats, $300 a ticket. And my first instinct was, I'll just wait until they're bad. I'll wait until they're 3-10 and I'll go to those games. Like I have never felt so awful going into a season.
This can either be like the best of times for fans or the worst of times for fans because it's like, ooh, we have hope. But if you're going into the season and you're already feeling this way, it almost feels worse.
Yeah.
Like once upon a time you had hope. But maybe Daniel Jones could be like a Geno Smith comeback story. Like maybe he just hasn't had the right team and he's going to ball out and, you know.
And if that happens, I'll still be sad.
He's such a white piece of bread. Like he's just so.
Yeah, it's like if we're gonna lose, can we at least see what we have here? It's the same thing I felt when they benched Anthony Richardson last year. It's like, okay, we're gonna be bad. Everyone is predicting us to be bad. The memes are just of 2 trash cans floating down the sidewalk, and people are being like, "This is the Colts quarterback competition." Like it's like we're a laughing stock. I'm sure Jim Irsay is devastated up in heaven, and it's like, can we just at least see what we have with the guy who's cool? At least he looks cool.
We bought another Etsy witch.
You had Flacco last year, is that right?
And now our third string is the Notre Dame quarterback who I guarantee is going to be starting at some point this season. He'll be starting.
Well, here's the thing. Your first game is against the Dolphins, so that
we'll lose. We'll find a way to lose.
No, but
I don't know.
I'm
Dolphins
telling
are
you,
like kind of
Daniel
imploding.
Jones, here's what I predict. You guys are going to win the first game, like handily.
And that will break our 10-year
like,
streak.
Well, see? Well,
you guys have
everyone
a
will be
10-year
like,
streak of
see?
losing your opening game.
Yes, we have the longest streak in the NFL. 10 years. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, Sarah. You're trying to help me, and I just keep spiraling.
I know, but it's like you guys do play the Dolphins at home on your opening weekend.
And
So
our
I
owner
think that
died.
is definitely a win, like a winnable game. Okay, what I mean? Then you guys play the Broncos at home. That's a tough game because the Broncos defense could get all over you. But then you play the Titans in Tennessee.
Terrible.
So, like, you could be
2-1.
You know what I mean? By the time Richardson is healthy, if you need to make that move, I think his finger is probably still lingering. That is a really big deal. You really can't.
Oof. It was like,
It's like then you guys do Titans, then you have the Rams, then you have the Raiders. So
how do
it's
you know
like,
those? I don't
listen,
even know
those
the
are
schedule.
all. I just looked it up.
Oh,
I memorized
internet.
it. I memorized all NFL schedule.
I always forget about the internet. But like I was like, oh my God, Sarah, what a friend.
Sarah's like a Rain Man for NFL schedules.
You forget the internet, but you remember who you hate, why you hate them, and when you started hating them.
Yes, because that is word
Lance
of mouth.
Armstrong,
word of mouth.
Lance Armstrong stole my
not mine,
name,
his own family.
And I have it on good authority.
He stole his own family.
Was that? All right.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That is.
That's
hilarious.
it.
Was that also your message to the journalist? Was that your message?
My message to the journalist is stop talking about Andrew Luck. We know everything.
Oh,
and leave him in peace. Leave us in peace. And there's enough awful things to talk about. We all have to move on from it.
Got it.
Got it. Again, should we hire our Etsy witch? I feel like we should do that maybe in the episode leading up to the season. We all have one wish.
Yeah. Because honestly, I'm not wasting a wish on this Colts team.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
Megan.
Wow. Pacers, perhaps.
Well,
Pacers.
Yeah, we've got some tendons that need healing on the Pacers for sure.
Okay, let's move on to, we're gonna stick with the NFL for now. This was like the stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard. It was all over our Instagram feeds last week. Meg, you said you wanted to talk about this because this is right in your lane.
Yes.
What happened?
So there are 12 NFL teams that are going to have male cheerleaders for the 2025 season. Now, usually this is not a show that celebrates men doing things, but for the most part, these are fun gay men. And so sports bitches loves fun gay men. So it has centered mostly around the Minnesota Vikings, but the Baltimore Ravens, the Rams, who started this trend, the Saints, the Eagles, the 49ers, the Patriots, the Titans, the Colts, the Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Carolina Panthers are all going to have male cheerleaders. For some reason, it has mostly been a controversy for the Vikings, and some fans have come out and said that they were going to cancel their season tickets. It is, of course, reported that no fans have canceled their season tickets yet. False promises. These people probably don't even have season tickets. And I looked up if the Vikings have a wait list for season tickets, and they do. And it's pretty long. Right. So even if they were to cancel it, they got more people to fill in. Now, the two guys for the Vikings who have been at the center of the controversy, their names are Blaze Sheik. That's his name. I swear. His name is Blaze Sheik and Louis Kahn. Now, Blaze Sheik has like a stunning blowout. Like his hair is what I want. Like I'm getting a haircut. I am bringing Blaze Sheik's hair and saying, give me the Minnesota Vikings male cheerleader hair.
Give me the Blaze.
So the Vikings organization has come out like steadfastly in support of them. And it's like, listen, they have extensive dance background. They went through the same audition process as everyone else, and they made the team fair and square. So they're like a dancing part of the team. And then some of the other teams have like traditional male cheerleaders that will do like they'll be like the bases and the stunts. But the internet, including your dear friend Antonio Brown, and some other just homophobic losers, have been so upset about this. And I just feel like the guys have handled it so well and are like real, like they posted, is someone talking about us? Did someone say our name? Like they're doing
fun.
everything with like a wink, and the Vikings showing support for them, and I think all these other teams, like there haven't been an outcry yet, but yeah, I'm sad that they've had to go through this like BS of people being awful, but I'm glad that there's a show of solidarity.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the Falcons have one. I don't know if he's still there, but we had this guy, Ben, and he got engaged at midfield during halftime one
to
game.
his boyfriend?
Yes!
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, Falcons.
I believe, yeah, it was a boyfriend, but regardless, the Rams have had male cheerleaders since 2018. As you know, I have been like, I talk about the guys on that team constantly because the Rams have 3 or 4. And I'm always like, they are such better dancers because their hips, they have so much more strength in the bottom of their body and their upper of their body. And when you don't have boobs in the way, you can dance in a different way. So it's just different. And I think the Minnesota Vikings, like, the reason people freaked out is because they were showing all the cheerleaders like one by one, like in their like just workout gear, and then they would flip their hair, and then they would be glammed up in their Minnesota Vikings cheerleading outfit. And so then all of a sudden there's a man, and people were like, "Wait."
They're like, I'm trying to jerk off.
What happened?
I know, I was jerking off, and now I just finished on accident, and what am I supposed to do? As soon as I saw the man, I finished. But it's also just like, what do you, like, where are gay men even allowed to exist in your world? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want them to be cheerleaders, you know, like let them, like, who cares? Like, I've never seen conservative people talk more about bathrooms and male dancers, and that, like, no straight men really talk about this. And it's also just oh gosh, I can't even. I can't
Sarah,
even
you've talked
keep
about
up with
this
the
before,
amount of times.
like NFL players being worried about gay players because it's like, ooh, maybe I'm gonna feel something. But it's like, I feel like these like fans are just telling on yourself. Like, why do you care? Do you have
definitely telling on yourself? The more you think about it, the more it makes you feel something that you're uncomfortable with, and it's usually you're worried that like. It's kind of like, you know, like virtue signaling, right? Where it's like, where you're like, I have to say that I'm outraged so that people know that I'm outraged. Yeah. If I don't say that I'm upset, then no one will know that I'm upset. It's like, you could just quietly be upset and not have to say anything, you know? But also, I can't even keep track of like what people keep canceling the NFL for. Like, was it the kneeling? Was it Black Lives Matter? Is it Bud Light? Is it, you know, I can't keep track of how little people have decided to stop watching because they constantly say they're stopping watching it. It's like, this is not an airport. You do not have to announce your departure. Just go. Yeah. We do not care. The parking lots are full enough. You can leave. We do not need you.
Yeah. It's is it doth protest too much? Like, the more you talk about it, it's like, you gay.
Yeah.
You gay.
Do you guys remember Bring It On?
Yes, of course.
The male cheerleaders were like the coolest.
Of course.
Hello.
And also,
maybe you guys need to watch Bring It On
like
again.
no female fans I know are like, we need hot hunks now. You know, like, we're not like demanding things for us to get all wrapped in our Amazon thongs about. So, like, just watch the game and jerk it to what you want, or don't jerk it because maybe you're watching a sport.
Yeah, it's like you're telling on yourself times two. It's like, ooh, are you having feelings about these boys? And like, B, do you really care that much about cheerleaders dancing in front of you who are probably like 20 years younger than you? You fucking Bill Belichick creep.
I guarantee, I'm going to put a guarantee on this, that some, maybe not all, but some of the men who tweeted, like, I'm canceling my season tickets, and we've already said they probably don't have season tickets, but per the Vikings, they have not canceled their season tickets. I'm going to say some of these men are married to women and have Grindr accounts.
Oh, 1,000,000,000%. I would risk the mortgage in my house on that bet.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out Ronald Reagan was a cheerleader. George Bush was a cheerleader. Like they're
Republican.
Like, and like if you like are fine with watching the UFC where men in tiny shorts lay on top of each other and try to pin each other to the ground, and this bothers you, then something else is going on. Then you're getting tingly feelings underneath, and you need to see somebody.
We need Blaze. Give me Blaze or give me death.
Football, pretty gay inherently. All sports, pretty gay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of. It's okay.
Anyways.
It's okay.
I'm really excited for this next story. Sarah, you wrote Shohei Hawaii drama. And I said, that's a Mad Libs that I'm 100% in on. I love Shohei, I love Hawaii, and I love drama.
Okay, so Shohei Ohtani is yet again embroiled in some sort of big controversy. So him and his agent, Nez Balelo, they invested in this development in Hawaii, which was this big real estate development. It was like a $240 million project. Somewhere along the line, now Nez and Shohei are being sued by two plaintiffs. The project, I think it's like the developer and the real estate agent are suing Shohei, the agent, and the project manager. So apparently Shohei's agent, which everyone's saying it was just the agent was doing all of this, was basically pushed out. It was always somebody else. He didn't know.
And
it was
I
like
agree.
Just somebody that he was like giving money to.
Correct.
So they pushed out the developer and the real estate agent, and by making all these crazy demands. And like Shohei's involvement was that he was going to be the first homeowner within this community, so that it's like a very expensive, high profile community and he does all his off-season training in Hawaii. So he lives there in the off-season. That's where he trains. So this was going to be where he lived in the off-season, and it was going to basically help sell all these other houses within this development. Now, the agent and Shohei apparently kept making all these extreme demands. And the project manager was like, well, I don't want to lose Shohei. I have to cater. And then the developer and the real estate agent were like, we can't do it. Like, that's not what we planned. That was not part of the deal. This house doesn't go here. That we can't do this to the lawn, like whatever it was. And so they were kind of forced out. Like the project manager was kind of forced to nix basically it was like a you or me situation. And so they pushed out the people who came up with the idea. So there's like three people who have the idea, and two of them get pushed out. I didn't mean to bird by the agent and Shohei and this project manager. So now everyone's suing they're suing Shohei and the agent and the project manager for this because of this $240 million deal.
Yeah,
Meg, I'm gonna give you the floor in a second, but just know there cannot be one more controversy. If there is one more controversy, everybody else that's been getting blamed, that has been taking the blame and taking the jail time for Shohei, it's Shohei.
Okay.
I'm one more chance.
Only once.
I'd like to say, as someone who does like to go to Hawaii, I do feel like on a moral level, massive, mega $1 billion developments in Hawaii, I don't like. I think it's like a really beautiful land. I think we sort of have to like step away. Like I want to know like what the Hawaiian people think, like which side they're on. To be honest, a massive real estate developer and realtor that is, these are not people I'm ever going to feel bad for. Like these are also shitty people. So I want to do sort of like a Saved by the Bell Hawaiian where we go there and we talk to the people and we get Shohei to give the land back to the people that it rightfully belongs to. And then there is no controversy. And I imagine that's what Shohei wants to do.
Yeah. How convenient.
That's what I imagine.
I do agree with you that the land just needs to stay put.
Yeah.
I remember, oh my God, I don't even know if I want to say this story on a podcast. I did not know, okay? And I was so idiotic, and this was so stupid, but I went to Hawaii once, which is such a beautiful land. And, you walk on the beach and you pick up seashells and you pick up little rocks and you take them home. Like, that's a thing that people do on
Of
vacation.
course.
I found a really cool lava rock. And I took it and I put it in the car and I went back to the hotel, and the valet was like, "Where did you get that?" And I was like, "I got it from the volcano place." And he's like, "You have to go and take that back right now. You have to
Really?
go take that back right now." Oh yeah. Do you guys not know about this?
No.
When you
No.
walk in Maui, you know how you can like go to the top of that like volcano and go inside of it? If you look at the entrance, where you like get your like pay your like national park ticket fee, there are rocks, like hundreds of rocks piled high. People will take rocks out of this volcano, go home, start having the worst luck, and then ship the rock back to the public, to the
Oh
park.
my gosh, you put a curse on yourself.
No, I brought it back. I brought it back. I didn't have it. No.
Yeah.
I don't accept the curse. I don't accept the curse.
No, I
actually,
mean,
so.
I've seen dumbasses like pose, like, sometimes when like sea turtles get washed up on shore, they'll have signs that are like, don't touch them. And you're like, who the fuck was touching the turtles? Like, what sort of monster was propping their ugly flip-flop up on the turtle's shell to take a stupid-ass dating profile picture? 'Cause
Captain Morgan.
somebody was. People just ain't
Well,
right.
whenever
really bad. I
teams
started
are
to cry.
really, really bad and they can never win, I'm like, I bet that stadium was built on an Indian burial ground.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
Yeah.
way it wasn't.
Like this whole country,
Yeah.
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 poltergeist, this whole
Very true.
bitch. Okay.
Mhm.
Anyways,
So anyway, that's the Shohei story.
I apologize to Hawaii. Okay. I really want to tell you guys about this. Okay, so last week it came out that the Ravens were doing all of these off-season training days with Michael Phelps
Swimming
in a pool. They were learning how to swim. They're like floating on their backs like little cutie pies. And so I wanted to look into this because it very much reminds me of, do you guys remember the movie Save the Last Dance with Julia Stiles?
Of course. These are iconic
course.
movies.
Of course. In the end, she learns a little tap, learns a little jazz, and then she puts it into like her That's what I feel like athletes are doing right now. They're learning all of these different sports so that they can, just be overall better athletes. Okay, so listen to this. We've got the Ravens swimming with Michael Phelps, Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama.
Yama.
Yamava, Sertiana performing next month.
Victor Wembanyama.
Thank you, Wembanyama.
Still not right.
He's way off.
Victor boy. Sorry.
Wemby. You can call him Wemby.
He's from Paris. I know he's huge. I know he's from Paris. I know he's a basketball player. Wemby. Thank you. Thank you. He went and stayed at a Shaolin temple to practice meditation and kung fu. He even shaved his head and wore the robes and did the meditation and everything. I love this. Rui Hachimura went to Japan and trained with sumo wrestlers. So I wanted to ask you guys, is there something else, maybe mom related, that you think that football players can be doing, or basketball players or baseball players that can be training in their off season that would make them an overall better athlete?
So my mom, have you ever heard of something? It's called the empathy belly, and it's a giant pregnant belly. It simulates pregnancy. She once put it on Reggie Miller. She put the empathy belly on Reggie Miller. This is 20 years ago, probably 25 years ago. So I think that would be interesting to have these big guys just have to be pregnant for a day. Because I asked CJ when I was about to burst, I go, what do you think's harder, being full-term pregnant or high school football 2-a-days? And he said with a straight face, high school football 2-a-days.
He did?
Yes.
I think.
Oh my God.
He wants me to
I
leave
would
him.
just I would just like the University of Georgia Bulldogs, the whole football team in the off season, every off season, to take driving classes so they stop having car accidents. That's it.
I mean, that's the theme of the episode. How about we teach athletes how to order an Uber black car?
Yeah. How about that?
Okay, I have a good one.
Idea.
I have a good one. All of these football players and fans from these teams need to do 1 week of Dallas Cowboy cheerleading training camp and see how hard it is to be a Blaze, to be a trailblazer.
I'm telling you,
if you know what I mean.
I also think that is something that people should do as like their fantasy football punishment. Like if you lose your fantasy football league, they always have these punishments. I'm like, you have to make a video and you have to try out for the Dallas Cowboys.
I have 2 current cameo requests where people want me to roast the person that lost their fantasy football league last year. And it's like, I didn't do great either. You know, like how am I supposed to make fun of these people when I was back of the pack?
That's funny. We're about to start our, I just got your pool request, Sarah. I can't wait to be losing.
I need to know. I need to make money. I need to make money. I don't have a job. I need to win every single pool, every single thing I'm entered into. This is how I'm going to bounce back.
Oh, that's how I'm going to bounce
Megan's
back by gambling.
That works every time, right?
I have some recommendations for you guys on what to watch and what to read, because I know we're all watching Hard Knocks right now, which we'll get to in a second. Are you guys watching The Biggest Loser documentary on Netflix?
I started it yesterday.
Oh my God. I found it so fascinating. It was so good. How the hell they used to have this show is just bonkers.
And the executive producers are like, we were right. And it's like, you're insane, people.
You're evil. You're evil.
Yeah, they're still evil. That girl's always on CNN making crazy statements about.
Oh my God, Jillian Michaels
was not in the documentary.
She's having a rough week.
She was giving people drugs. It'll come out in the documentary eventually. I don't know if you finished it. She was giving people like mega caffeine pills that you would buy at like a gas station.
Jillian, she's our sports CUNT of the week.
Yeah.
And not
she's
in a good
cracker
way.
of the week if I've ever seen.
She's a cracker of the week.
Night. Yeah.
What did you guys love about Hard Knocks this week? I missed this episode, but there was a breast milk.
Oh my gosh, there was a lady who said like nothing really crazy happened at our tailgates. Well, I mean, my husband did drink my friend's breast milk one time, and we were like,
what? Like,
and then she started crying, talking about how they'd never won a championship, and I was like, the Bills fans are the greatest fans in the whole world. Like, there's no other fan base that is like so iconic. They've never won anything, and yet they are still just like like Pacers fans, Megan, where they're just like so devoted, so in love, so hardcore. I'm like fascinated by them.
This season, I felt like the second episode was like jam-packed. It had all the Damar Hamlin stuff, like went into that. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like, of course we remember, but it's like, we saw this man die. And now he's like, I mean, it's giving me chills even just thinking about it. Also, Sean McDermott did like a 6 to 8 minute in-episode PSA about sunscreen and skin protection because he had skin cancer and his mentor, who he coached under, I believe at the Eagles, died of skin cancer. And so he goes into like the hat he wears, the jacket he wears. And I was just like, yes, finally, some fair-skinned information for us.
Wow.
As a freckled lady, I was like,
they were really speaking to you.
Oh my God, I was giving a standing ovation. But like, I really like this team so much.
I know I love them so much. And it's also like, Buffalo is the safest place for Sean McDermott to coach. Like, this is a man that cannot coach in Miami.
He fits right in.
I will say, this is a classic Megan Gailey anecdote. The worst sunburn I've ever gotten was my mom. I was like 7. My mom forgot to put sunscreen right above my top lip before we went skiing. And I got a 2nd-degree burn. So like the sun.
From the snow.
Off the snow. Sarah knows. Yeah. So you can get.
Where were you?
I was in upstate New York. No, I was in Arizona. I was skiing
in Buffalo. You're the first person
North
ever
Carolina.
to get a sunburn.
I was in Flagstaff. I was in Alaska, but the sun never came out. No, it's a really, really good season.
I gotta watch.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the Bills, and it's going to be devastating when they don't win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I know.
I want them to.
No,
I think they'll get.
Yeah.
I think this could be
Okay.
fun here for you.
Yeah.
I have a book rec really quick before we hop
Okay.
off. And this is actually the title. Okay, this is what it's called. It's called "Call Me Indian: From the Trauma of Residential School to Becoming the NHL's First Treaty Indigenous Player." It is so good, you guys. It's dark,
Oh, I
but it's
love
good.
that.
Yeah. Very Canadian, very NHL. So if you don't really
Wow.
like hockey, but I don't even think it matters because the story is so incredible. This guy's amazing.
This episode has really tipped our hats to the native populations. I'm really proud of us. We are really, we're really on the forefront. Can I do a sports bitch of the week real fast?
You can.
This was sent to me by Sports Bitch Hall of Famer Megan Connolly. And she said, I have a sports bitch for you. Odichi Alexander, a professional softball player, a pitcher, has played the entirety of her season while pregnant, secretly pregnant. And she just was basically like, I didn't feel like I needed to tell anybody. I wanted to still be competing at the high level.
20 strikeouts in 31 innings. Yeah, she plays for the Bandits, which is part of the new Athletes Unlimited Softball League, which just started the professional league this season. Like what a great cap to like their inaugural year, being like, not only do we have these badasses and these great sports bitches everywhere, but we also have a sports bitch of the week. This is our new claim to fame. And a girl that was pregnant the whole season. So shouts out to her.
Okay, guys, that is our episode. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. We'll be back every single Wednesday with a new episode. We're getting close to football season, baby. Love you, Sarah, because Megan's gone.
Bye, bitches. I know.
Bye.
I'll say it. Bye.